Radio. Home of your throwback jams.
Good morning.
Good morning, people.
Good morning, y'all.
In the building.
Hey.
Happy hump day.
Right.
It's Wednesday.
Happy unexpected downpour.
Now what?
That part.
That
was crazy.
was just, I'm already not feeling this weather this morning. I was driving in the car. I'm like, half star weather with a half a star of traffic.
I saw it over there. It was really dark. I'm like, oh, the sky is going to fall in any
It was
minute now.
beautiful by my house. Like, beautiful. So, like, I literally drove into it unexpectedly because
Somebody was like, not today.
it was a gorgeous day. But I knew something was up because everybody was driving so slow. And I'm like, what is going on? But what was happening was it was raining on the interstate. And so it was backing it up to the street.
You know, we have weird sections like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be raining across the street.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Ain't it?
I learned that when I first moved here.
Rain coming down over here.
Oh.
Weird. That's different.
Yeah, it's real different. Yeah, to see it, it's just like, wow.
So, I mean, so that doesn't happen like different places?
It does. In Alabama, it
Okay.
used to happen.
Okay.
Like,
I don't remember. Seeing
my neighbors, for whatever reason, because we were like up on the hill, I guess they was just on the wrong side, but it would be raining over there and not on our side. And I'm like, how's the rain over there?
Okay, that's crazy.
that is crazy.
And I want to say it's happened in South Carolina too. Like, it would just be a random section of rain, and then the rest of the neighborhood is like
All good.
fine. Y'all, my voice is so deep this morning. Enjoy it. It ain't gonna stay like that.
Lord.
It's like I'm getting ready for the quiet storm.
Cigarettes and coffee.
No, you know what's so funny? One time my dad called me, because this happens to my mom too. So, but my mom be sounding like a straight man. So one day my dad called me. He's like, "Earl, is that you? Who is that?"
Not Earl.
Change the time.
Not Earl.
I was like, "Dad."
I'm done.
I'm like, "Don't do this to me. My voice has to warm up, sir."
Right, gotta get right.
Earl.
I need a little tea.
Oh, wow.
Like, it has to warm up. It's just one of those days. You know, when you just sleep so hard.
You had your mouth open.
I probably did. I probably
That's
did.
what it was.
Sleeping hard.
She's like,
When you don't have no dreams.
Yeah, I definitely didn't have a
was
dream.
in
It
it.
was one of those, like, I slept hard. Like, when I woke up, I'm like, it's 6 o'clock. I slept straight through the night.
I wish I could say I did that.
Sometimes that happens on my good days.
Listen, I'm telling you, I started taking that natural stuff, and it'd be knocking you out naturally.
The melatonin?
The girl, melatonin will have you hallucinating, okay? Yes, melatonin will give you the craziest dreams in the world. But no, I started taking ashwagandha. And it really helps you sleep really well with no side effects. Like, you don't feel groggy, you don't like none of that. Like, you just wake up feeling refreshed. I may not sound refreshed.
I was getting ready to say
But-
you sound groggy, but she
I'm
said
not.
You don't feel groggy.
But you feel good.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
all that matters.
my voice. It's
Yeah,
very
I heard
heavy.
about that. What's her name? Tabitha. With the
Love her.
Goldie. Is it the Goji brand? The Goji
Oh no, it's not the Goldie brand. It's a
Okay.
different brand because I'm taking the actual supplement and not the gummy. Because it's like that and like 2 other things incorporated in it. But compared to melatonin, like melatonin will have you hallucinating, and then I like still wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But with this,
Laid out.
I be out, and I'm just like, okay,
Turn in the earth.
I ain't even mad.
Try it, boy.
Man, I'm telling you, it's
I
called cortisol health. So it helps with stress, and it helps like relax your adrenal glands. So it just helps your overall body.
Yeah.
So you'll start to see your
you.
stomach going down and all of this stuff because it's just helping with your overall stress.
Gotcha.
And I will say, like, and maybe it's just a placebo effect, but it helps me respond to stress better because I'm a meltdowner. But lately, I'm just like, okay, well, this is this, this is that.
That's how it's
And
gonna be.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It may be just a placebo effect, but I feel like since I started taking it, I haven't had the urge to melt down.
You know, our hormones have us crazy.
It does.
It has us all like not sleeping good.
Yeah.
I'm,
It's so many factors.
girl.
Just be like, oh Lord. Another thing. And the thing is, when you grow up, you hear all that stuff, and you're like,
And then you start experiencing it yourself.
and then you start remembering, like experiencing, like you remember older family members, your grandparents and stuff, and you're like, so that was what was going on, because they was crazy, and you just now you know, now you figured it out.
because you be up and down.
Yeah, it's a
kinda
lot.
Like,
It's a lot.
and then my first experience with a hot flash, like, oh my goodness,
Girl.
get Lord, what?
Girl,
I started having hot flashes at 45.
I've already started.
I've already started. Yeah,
and I thought
No.
I was about to lose my mind.
And it's only going to get worse.
And
I'm
I said,
sorry to
how your
tell you.
scalp sweating? I was like, Lord, what is going on? I was like, oh my gosh, my scalp is sweating. Everything is going,
Right.
like,
You
what,
just feel
what?
like something gonna happen.
Listen. I used to know this lady that used to get hot flashes in her feet. And she would have to wear flip-flops in the middle of winter.
Because
Because it was so hot. Can you imagine your feet being that hot
sweaty and,
and
just
sweaty and
Oh, my feet sweat.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I used to get it.
Listen, when I started sweating in my scalp and I have braids and I literally was doing nothing, I was like, this is a problem.
That's what
it
hot
just
flashes
comes
is.
on. It just
You're-
comes on.
It's a wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you be like, y'all hot?
I used to
man,
time mine when I first started getting them, because my doctor was arguing me down. You're too young to have hot flash. I was like, sir,
something's
this is
up.
not normal. And if this is not a hot flash, I need you to do a whole lot of tests, because it's something's wrong.
up.
But I used to, and I would sit and say, okay, and 3, 2, here come the hot flash.
There you go. It's like a
And
oven.
it's just the worst feeling. And I used to keep a fan just sitting on my desk. And people are like, you hot? And I'm like, I will be in about 7 more minutes. So ridiculous. Ooh.
With no makeup point.
Oh, that and getting dressed every morning. It's got to be fans above me on the side. I'm putting makeup on. You would think I had just, put a mask on my head and suffocated myself.
What kind of mess is this? They talking about, on average, women have hot flashes for 7 years. Y'all better stop lying.
Did I not say 45?
And then they said
yeah.
others can have them 11 years or more. Child, boo.
I must be in that 11 year because mine started early.
Y'all better go.
So my thing is, you go with the period and then you transition out of that into some other madness. So like it never ends. It's like you never
But you know
get a
what
break.
gets me, and people may burn me at the cross, and hey, whatever. What gets me, y'all know I don't care. What gets me is, you have people transitioning into women, and it's like, I don't care what you change, you'll never understand what it truly means to be a woman.
No,
Because
not at
a
all.
woman is so much more than boobs and a vagina.
That's true. We're just a ball of emotion.
Like, to me, it's almost a disrespect
You want to be
to women to think that you get the benefits of being a woman because you got boobs and a vagina. That ain't even
There's
the
more to
half.
it, Lord.
That's just the surface
Exactly.
of what it means to be a woman.
This is true.
Yes, ma'am.
And now they're changing it. Oh, birthing humans. No, it's called a mama. It's called a womb.
You cannot produce, sir.
You cannot erase what it means to be a woman, and you can't replicate it either.
No, ma'am.
And I mean that in the highest form of respect.
Yeah.
But it is disrespectful to women to truly dumb us down to boobs and a vagina. And some hair.
Because, yes, it is more to it than that, Lord.
Yes, it is. Sad, but
And it's like the hypocrisy. Like, y'all don't even understand the half of what we go through. And you unfortunately won't
You
will.
won't, because you know your body ain't genetically.
Just the fact that you don't have a uterus,
Period.
you won't understand.
I won't call it the storm, but the hub. That's the hub, right?
And there's nothing you can do to get that.
The hub, honey.
So I'm not bashing in any way, shape, or form.
Know what you're saying? For
But I'm
real.
providing the
It's-
real deal. Don't think
Not.
that a woman is just boobs in a vagina.
I think that's the reason why we have so much disconnect with the male counterparts, because they don't understand the layers of being a woman. It's not
All they
about
want to
that.
say, oh, y'all so emotional. Do y'all know all the darn hormones we have to deal with? I agree we are emotional.
Yeah.
I agree. Half of the times I be crying and I don't know why.
And they go up and down, child, up and down.
Like, what is wrong with me? Like, what is going on here? It's like your body is betraying
That's
you.
what I'm saying. I don't even think they'll be able to handle
No.
that.
Like, the crazy thing is, this new trend going around on social media where they take saran wrap and they saran wrap a watermelon to a man's stomach
Oh,
so
I've seen
he can
that.
understand what it means to just carry a baby. And they can't handle it. The one guy, he had it in a backpack. He had a watermelon in a backpack in his front. That video was so funny. He was like, ladies, let me tell you, I respect y'all so much.
Yeah.
Like, y'all got every right to do everything y'all do.
He was just carrying. The
Yeah,
watermelon.
not even
yes!
the
It's not
pressure and
inside.
the
Where you
insides.
get,
Yeah, totally
pushed,
different.
Kicked. You
Yes, can't
know,
sleep.
what is it called? Braxton.
Braxton
Braxton
Hicks.
Hicks.
Ooh,
Yeah,
painful.
You
they,
thinking it's labor time?
Man.
No, it's not even time.
No, it's not even time. Sorry.
no, he.
And I had two in one belly. Two humans.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
he,
it's just like
he was like, ma'ams, y'all can have anything you want at this point. Like, how do y'all y'all are the best thing since sliced
Right.
bread.
This the thing. We could walk around and say, "Please get off my cake."
Yeah, basically.
Don't step on my cake.
That's right.
Cause they ain't gonna get the gist. Of
They don't
this.
understand. They don't understand.
Oh
Jesus.
Lord, this
Not at all.
this Safari character is interesting.
What'd he do?
Sorry.
They talk about
So
marriage
so
makes
disappointed in him.
everything way more serious than it has to be.
Oh Lord, no, because you can't do what you
No,
want
boo,
to do.
you need to grow up.
Yeah, he said that. He
Please
was like,
be mature.
I can't, do what I want to do. I'm like, well, sir, why did you get
But
married?
okay, so this is the thing though. Now I don't know because I haven't really had a chance to. I stopped watching the show, so I don't know what marriage looked like for them or the recording process looks like. Right? I don't know. But Erica, I know she is. She was with the woman for about a year or so, and so I would imagine they probably had a threesome or some type of adventurous activities going on, and then now she's always been a mom, but a newer mom and going through the hormones and all of those different things and dealing with a child in ICU and all that stuff. It changes the fun.
Yeah.
Part of this though, I put on the women, and I say that because we have to stop going into these relationships accepting just anything. Like, boundaries have to be set from the beginning.
Right.
And part of the problem is we don't look at ourselves deep enough to see what our true desires are. We sit and we wear these masks and we pretend that we just down for whatever, knowing in reality we're not. So at the end of the day, my biggest thing to women is figure out who the heck you are and what you want. Not now. What you gonna want 5 years from now? What you want 10 years from now? What do you want 20 years from now?
Yeah.
We get in these marriages and relationships for the here and the now, and they're supposed to be forever. And we as people change. And if you don't really sit down and think about who you are and what you want out of life and start to think, just like your business and you do projections,
You gotta do it on your life.
you got to do
Yeah.
projections on your life.
You do. You do.
Where do I want to be 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, even 3 months.
And they're called goals.
And we don't sit there and we don't think about that. So then we don't do an inventory on ourselves. We don't forecast how we could possibly change or what we need to change. And then we expect this man to just change right with us. And he need to figure out what the heck he want to. So many times we come into these relationships
We're
for the
broken.
here and the now. We just want sex. We just want the fun.
You
we just
want
want,
the
let's
instant.
travel. Let's
Yeah.
spend money. Let's
Yeah.
do this. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Always
Let's do that.
instant
Don't get
gratification.
married
No.
if that's all you get. That's all you want. You don't have to be
Sorry.
married for that.
Exactly.
You don't have to be married
And
for
I think
that.
they don't listen to the words. Like when the pastor,
Hell
when
no.
they say, "What for
No.
death."
No.
Now this is not no
No.
game. This
Yeah.
is not a game.
Yeah.
And if you are not really paying attention,
Basically saying you with this person thick and thin.
we're come on now. And I think we think it's cute and it's just the thing to do. And this is the next step in life. I got my college degree. I got my career. Now it's time to get married and have kids.
You better think about what marriage is.
But you need to know, like you say, do some deep diving because marriage may not be the thing for you.
No.
Right.
No.
And that's okay.
If you don't like routine and structure,
Yeah.
Oh,
Marriage is
definitely
not
don't
for
wanna
you.
Be married,
Or, basically dealing with somebody else's
Right.
issues no matter
make
what.
it because it's not about you anymore. It's about us. So
this-
all your decisions is wrapped around us.
the best marriage advice that I have received from someone who's been married over 30 years is focus on your partner. If you focus on me and I'm focusing on you, if I'm focusing on making sure your needs are met and you're focused on making sure my needs are met, everybody's needs are
everybody's
met.
good.
The problem is we don't do that.
Yeah, we think about ourselves.
We'll think about ourselves, and then one person is considering the other, but the other person ain't. Then that
Right.
person resents you because it's like, hey, I'm trying to look out for you, but you ain't looking out for me. So it's like you die to yourself when you get into marriage. So you go into this situation saying, hey, it's not about me anymore. It's about my partner. If both people go in with that mindset, you got a much better chance of surviving. But if you go in with, I still gotta be me, I still gotta maintain me.
that's the part.
So I always say this. And what I've learned, and I'm not married, but in learning what it's like to try to get to that place, it requires you to be a person that you've never been. And I say that because and not that you have to forget about yourself, but you literally have to die to a portion of yourself in order to truly be in a marriage. It's a sacrifice.
Right.
And so when you look at it from the biblical standpoint, you say the bride of Christ, which is the church. We're the church, we're the bride of Christ. What did Christ do? He died for the church. So husbands are supposed to die selfishly or whatever, emotionally to their wife, make that sacrifice. That's a very sacrificial example of what marriage looks like. And then when you look at it from the church's standpoint, okay, wives, obey your husbands, right? So you look at how we're supposed to submit to Christ and what that looks like. That's a very sacrificial thing.
The key word is sacrifice.
That's to die to the things that you want and to be obedient to Christ. That requires us to stop doing a lot of the things that we like to do.
It's not a
We can't be
me, it's a
hood rats
we.
with our friends no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
part,
So when you look
Can't
at
stay out all night.
So to me, in my opinion, the key to understanding what a marriage relationship is understanding what your relationship with God is. And if you don't have that,
You're
right,
not going to understand.
you're not going to understand marriage.
You're not.
Yeah.
You have to truly understand the surrender that comes in being in relationship with God. The sacrifice, and it's really your life is not your own.
Right.
That's just like we're having kids.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
if you don't get that,
Yeah.
then marriage is not for you. And so a lot of people, I saw TD Jakes talking, and he was like, yeah, people don't get married no more. They just have weddings.
That is the truth. Because that's all they focused on.
He was like,
That's
they
all
just
they
have
focused
weddings.
on. They don't even have a
They
plan
just have
outside of the
weddings.
wedding. Yep.
And, it's like people don't understand, like, when just in the same way as you grow your relationship in Christ, right? You study, you read your word, you get as close as you possibly can, you learn as much as you possibly can about who Christ is.
Yeah.
And of course he knows you.
Right.
Right.
Don't you think you should be doing that to the person that you marry?
Yes.
You need to be knowing the ins and the outs of everything. The
We
everything.
don't want to do the
fact that you're waking
investment.
up with this person
For the rest of your life.
But see, that's what I'm saying. They take those words lightly.
It's the only person, the only family member that you get to choose.
Yeah.
Choose wisely, people.
Choose wisely.
Don't choose for the money, for the status, for the. Y'all
all
better
that can
choose for
change.
the heart and the
All that
character
can
of
change.
that person.
Yeah.
Sit down with that person, talk to that person, and think: if I ended up in the hospital and I could not no longer take care of myself, will this
yes.
person take care of me?
Mm.
Can I trust them to care for me and not divorce me or pull the plug on me when I don't want the plug pulled? If you can't imagine that person coming to see you every single day and caring for you and taking you home and being by your bedside, you better not marry that person.
No.
Exactly.
But people don't think that way.
You gotta
They just
take
don't.
care of somebody. You got to. I mean,
And that's a whole, yeah.
listen.
If you had a mental breakdown, I don't know, for people who have not had a mental breakdown is equivalent to being disabled.
Yeah.
It's a disability. So in the same way that you get into an accident and your person has to take care of you and bathe you and do those things, for some mental breakdowns, some people break down so bad it's the same thing. I can't get out the bed. I can't feed myself. I can't do that.
nothing.
Can your partner deal with that? Can your partner deal with you not being able to have sex with them because you're not mentally stable?
Right. Right. Yep.
If they can't, you better choose somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to work.
And they got to think about all of that. Man.
They don't. And that's the problem.
Because
That's why
my thing
divorces
is,
are so high.
when you get to the place where you're like, oh, I don't want sex, he get mad. What happens when you can't have sex for 6 weeks after you've had kids? What he gonna do? Cheat on you? What happens if a medical issue happens and you can't have sex with months? What happens if you get cancer? Who trying to have sex when they got cancer?
Yeah, and all of the the stuff you go through.
Can you be with this person day in and day out and not think about them physically? And just enjoy their company?
And unfortunately,
When you're going through something, can this
No.
person cover you spiritually?
I'm just saying they don't see all that right.
People don't think about these things.
no, they don't.
About that, like,
No, they don't.
They
Because
just
they're having
think,
weddings
oh,
and not
I got me a
marriages.
partner. We gonna travel and we gonna do this and we gonna do this and we gonna have some pretty babies. I can't wait to see what they look
Girl,
like.
I hate
what
that.
happens if that baby comes out disabled?
Right.
yeah.
Pretty disabled.
Then what
baby.
you gonna
Issues
do?
with
Now what
issues
you
and all
got?
that stuff there.
Are you prepared? Have y'all had that conversation? What happens if this pregnancy changes and it's not what we expect it to be? What happens if we have miscarriages along the way? And how does that affect each of us emotionally? And are you going to be there for me? Or are you going to tell me to just get over it?
And just like with Safari, he wasn't ready.
No,
He wasn't ready for none of that.
no.
He just saw, Ken and Barbie.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Safari is just a very immature person. And he needs to take some time to really figure out what it is that he wants out of life. And he's got some big growing up to do. Like, he's behind the 8 ball all the way. Like, there's a lot of work needs to be done. And it could be for, for likes. It could be for money. It could be for a storyline. But I don't think I would want to be portrayed the way he's being portrayed right now. Not for no money.
Right, yeah.
Cause that's pretty sad.
I'm hoping
now
he's
you
not-
feel.
yeah.
I'm hoping that
'Cause
too.
that's
but
crazy.
yeah, he's
You
definitely
you're out of touch.
Yeah.
with reality.
he is
He
out of touch.
said,
He's a kid.
I think marriage just makes everything way more technical. I feel like when you get to live as like boyfriend and girlfriend,
Well, then be a
I know it
boyfriend,
may
girlfriend.
sound childish and immature, but it's like marriage. I just feel like it makes everything way more serious than it needs to be. And I know there are some people who are like, oh, I've been married for 20, 30 years. All right, cool. That's great. That's y'all. We live in a different era now. And especially with this era of social media and people letting it really affect what they do on the daily, it's not the same, especially being in the public eye.
Okay, I'll agree with the public eye part, but it is not different. It's only different because you want it to be different. See, that's that whole mentality of
I want to color. I don't want to color in the line. I want to be on the edge of what's supposed to happen when you marry someone.
He still want to do what he wants.
You
Put me on your roster.
I respect
Right,
that.
right,
I
right,
respect that. If a man came to me and said, "Listen, I'm not looking to get married, hooked up, nothing. I just want to have fun." Let me make the decision if that's what I want to do.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But I hate this whole where I got to paint this picture that I'm giving her what
She told that man what she did to her ex. She told that man, and what did he do? He just wanted to get what he wanted to get.
Still
And that
wanted to
lady
get with
opened up and she did whatever. So she
Opened
had
her heart,
every
she
right
did
to
all
do
that.
exactly what she did. And we all sat back in the day, thought she was crazy.
Listen, that's a perfect example of people getting their emotions played
Yes,
with, and it's
it
going
is a
left.
perfect
But she
example.
had every right.
Man to be in the room to give us their perspective. But
from what I hear from other people, men
you
like
guys
the
can call
challenge.
in. You
They
guys
like
can
the
call.
challenge. They like the whole game. Right? I'm gonna pursue you, and that's what Safari did. I'm gonna pursue you and make you my wife because it's a challenge. It had nothing to do with it's a game to them.
They like the challenge.
They love the challenge. It's
And
sad.
when they in there, they don't know what to do.
Well, all I'm
No, they
saying
don't know
is,
what to do because they weren't prepared, right?
Listen, the next man that come up in my space with that foolishness when I said leave me alone, be like, have you watched that Thin Line Between Love and Hate?
Yeah, I need you to rewatch that.
Brandy
movie.
ain't got nothing on me.
Need you to rewatch. Please rewatch that
she was
movie,
great.
sir.
Girl.
Lord. Well, good morning, Erica. Good morning, Margaret.
Morning,
Morning,
Shout out
y'all.
to
We
all
gotta
the
go on break,
listeners.
don't
Yes,
we?
yes.
Oh,
Shout out to all the
Lord.
listeners. We're gonna take a quick.
Back jams.
Morning, we're back.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and we are back. Well, they back. I'm here. I was,
You here?
Yeah, man. I just want to say, St. Pete, man, we got to do better. We got to do better, man. I wake up this morning. The reason I was kind of tardy was I wake up to news that a gentleman that I knew was actually gunned down last night. 37-year-old man. About the shooting last night. Please, come forward and give any information that you may have. But I want to just say, give my condolences to his family, his children. Ant was a pretty good dude. I ain't really hear much. My condolences to his family and his children and his friends because, this probably was a senseless murder, man.
Sure it was.
Probably over, something petty.